Thank you for tuning into Embrace Life, where you are inspired to overcome your fears, enjoy life to the fullest, and to find your purpose. This program is paid for and sponsored by Embrace Life Coaching Business and various sponsors. Hello, and welcome to Embrace the Life podcast talk show. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Regina Harrell. I am your motivational strategist, and my today's topic is self-care is not being selfish. Sometimes we just have to tell people no. And if you are that yes person, you will always get the side eye when somebody say, can you do such and such? You go, no, because you have something to do. But they look at you like, oh my God, I can't believe that you just told me no. So if we got people in our corner that's acting like that, it's time to do more self-care, okay? Because now we are being too available to people. So we have to stop being too available, because if we start being too available to people, guess what? We're going to lose who we are. We're going to lose our own self-worth. So we're going to talk about just a little bit, a few tips about how to manage our self-care. And the first thing to start with, if you are that go-to person, that dependable person all the time, if you are that person that always pushing others, but you don't push yourself, let's talk about that. The first thing is defining who you are, defining your self-esteem, and building up your confidence. We have got to start building up our confidence, because if we don't build up our confidence, then who's going to have confidence in us? Almost like if we start a business, if we don't invest in our business, then how are we going to expect for other people to invest in our business? So if we don't invest in who we are, or in who we're called to be, then how are we going to expect other people to start investing in us, investing that time with us? Are we worth people time? That's what we have to ask ourselves, because we make others a top priority and start investing in them more than ourselves. And when we start doing that, it's time to take that time out and breathe and say, you know what, I matter. And you have to realize that you matter. So building that confidence, I don't care if you have to write sticky notes. I don't care if you have to get up in the morning and look in the mirror and, like Mary J. Blige, say, good morning, gorgeous. When I wake up in the morning, I have a special ringtone, and that ringtone say, good morning, beautiful, how's your night? It's just a song that just wakes me up. And I know when I wake up, hey, I am beautiful. When I go in the mirror sometimes, I say, you know what, you're beautiful. Because if you don't tell yourself that, then anybody is going to be able to come in and treat you and talk to you any kind of way, because you don't value who you are. So if you're not valuing who you are, then if a person come up to you and say, you know what, you're not even all that cute. You don't even have this going on. You just a regular average person. Okay, to you. Because when you have that confidence, you walk in that confidence. And sometimes you don't even have to, and just because you walking in your confidence does not make you conceited. Okay, I just have to throw that out there. Just because you walking in your confidence, it does not make you conceited, because you understand who you are. You understand your assignment. You know who you are. Okay, and you know what you look like. You know how you feel. So I can't go over there to Sister Sarah and say, Sister Sarah, how do I feel today? She don't know. She only know what I tell her. So if I go to you and say, I'm feeling great today, girl, I'm feeling grown and sexy today, they will only know that if we tell them. But how will we know if we don't tap into it? So building your self-esteem and building your confidence is very, very important. When we are not dependent on our own ability, we are dependent upon who God called us to be. So if we are dependent on ourselves, we always say, man, man will fail us. We can fail ourselves, because sometimes we are our own worst critic, and we know that. We are our own worst critic. So if we start saying, you know what, shoot, just throw on a little blazer or something, accessorize, throw your little shoes on and walk, and, walk out, because you got this, because I remember when I first became an author, they used to say, make sure you keep your nails done, and because maybe people gonna want you to sign their autograph. You don't want your nails looking crazy, or they'll say, walk in who you are. If you're an author, walk in who you are. So I can't be sitting here, if I'm an author, if I'm a writer, and I'm trying to walk in a construction builder shoes. I'm picking up a hammer, knowing goodness well I'm supposed to be picking up a pen. So what I'm saying is, walk in your calling, not other people calling. And I always I like to bring up the story of Tinkerbell. You know how she was born into her gift, and they had this thing where when they're born, they get their gifts. She didn't like her gift. So what she wound up doing throughout the movie, and I know it's a little fairy tale, but it has a message in it. But she was born with her gift, and because she didn't like her gift, what she did, she set her little gift to the side. And she wanted to try everybody else's gift because everybody else's gift was cool. She thought their gift was cool. So, shoot, if they can do it, I can do it. So what she did was she went to each individual fairy and wanted to try their gift out. And she failed at all of them. Because you know why? It wasn't her gift. But it took her to get upset one day, kicking stuff around. And then she happened to look up and see that something needed to be fixed. And she picked up her hammer. So what I'm telling you is, when you start seeing things that need to be done and it's in your field, you're going to have the desire to walk in that purpose. And that's what she did. So when she picked that hammer up, she started tinkling on the little clock. And not the clock, but it was like a little trinket thing. When you open it up, it plays music for jewelry. So she fixed that. So when we start seeing stuff, where we start seeing where we are needed, not what we're asked to do, but where we are needed, when we start seeing the desire to help out or do what we're called to do, that's how we know that we are walking in our purpose. So part of that self-care is knowing your desire. Not others' desire, not what other people want us to do, but your desire, what you desire to do. So when it comes to that, I look at Joshua 1:9. It said, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So if you have this wonderful idea that's in your brain, but you had some naysayers around you that was like, you know what, I don't know. I don't know if that's a great fit for you. You know that kind of alter our ego, or it plants a seed that we can't do it. And then we start watering that seed. Guess what? It's time to chop that root down, because at the end of the day, it's what you think. It's your idea. How will you know if it works or not if you ain't tried? At least try it. If you fail at it, hey, at least I tried. But if you try it and it takes you off and you start making them millions, you're going to start thinking about, well, Dad, why haven't I done this all along? I could have been doing this all along. It has been many opportunities that came to me that was like, won't you try this? And I'm like, nah, I'm not a great salesperson. But I'm saying, nah, I'm not a great salesperson. Everybody say, yes, you are. I don't think you realize when you do those flyers, when you, speak on others' behalf, when you start doing those infomercials for people, you are advertising. So if you could do that for other people, you could do that for yourself. So I had to take that and I had to swallow it, because at the end of the day, if I know how to help other people, I know that I can help me. So I have to build my confidence up, and I have to start, building up my self-esteem, because I feel like if I could do it for them, I could do it for me too. So yeah, build up that confidence, because sometimes words can attack us. It could cut us right through the bones. And I know they always say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. To some of us, yes, it do. It tear us down. It tears us all the way down, because especially and our own minds can do the same thing to us. When we start feeling attacked with our, when it comes to our desires, that's love, affection, security, our self-esteem, being, feeling accepted. We do so much stuff for other people because we want to feel accepted. Do we really? Because now we have to start paying attention to the people that we hang around. Do I really want to be accepted? Or am I embracing the fact that I'm different and that I'm set apart? Am I okay with sometimes and some things that I have to do? I have to walk alone. I have to feel accepted with me. I have to accept me first in order to feel accepted somewhere else. So am I really doing what I want to do or what other people want me to do? Sometimes we have to ask that question, y'all. Invest in your lifestyle today with Embrace Magazine. It's a self-care magazine that caters to your physical, mental, spiritual, and financial lifestyle. It features relationship building, self-care tips, empower building, style, and much more. Embrace Magazine will encourage you to evolve, emerge, and empower. Get your copy today. For more information, contact embrace@yahoo.com or subscribe at embrace61wixsite.com/my site. Invest in yourself. You are worth it. Life is not based on the cards you are dealt. It's how you play your hand. Make dreams a reality by taking the first step towards making it happen. I have the ability to encourage you to improve your today for a better tomorrow. I'm Regina Harrell, a motivational coach that encourages you to take critical criticism as your water to grow. I am not the expert, you are. Only you can validate your experiences that my services can help give you reasoning for growth. If you need my services for life coaching, I can be reached at 252-258-3815. So remember, you are a child of God and nothing can overtake you. So build your confidence. You can do whatever God strengthens you to do. And we can. So not just defining our self-esteem and building up our confidence, but learn your self-worth. How we're going to do that? Always hanging around somebody. Always hanging around somebody. We have to get somewhere, and people used to laugh at me, but I used to date myself. Sure, I take myself. I go to the movies by myself. I would go out and eat stuff by myself. I would go joyriding by myself just to have a peace of mind. Because sometimes, when you're talking and talking and talking and you are being so distracted off what you really need to be doing, because you start talking about things that's not going right, or start talking about things that really has nothing to do with your now. So we always talk about the past, because to some of us, with some of our friends, that's all we have is the past. So start building that future and stuff together. But how you going to do that? You have to know who you are, know who you know, pretty much start knowing now what you like now. We grow every single day. We are different now. We start outgrowing things. You know how when you be in relationships and stuff, and you say, you know what, I used to love this person. I used to be so in love with this person, but I kind of outgrew that person. But guess what? When you are alone, when you're single and you're by yourself, you are outgrowing some things. And some things, some of us are hoarders. We just want to hold these things. We just want to hold on to them. But you know what? Some of these things we just got to let go. Some of us, I don't know if you ever seen the Hoarder Show, but they want to help. But then when you come in and help them, they're crying, fussing, and cussing you out because you came in to help them. So don't be that hoarder. Let those things go. It means you're no good. It's affecting your health. Because even in the hoarder shows, when they have all these rat droppings and dead animals all over the place, and because they became so immune and stuff to the smell, you don't even smell it. So that means if you have been in your past so long till you just became immune to it, you don't want to accept change, it's a problem. You're not accepting your growth, and you don't want to you really don't want to stunt your growth because you don't want to let stuff go. Listen, drop the dead weight, okay? When you start dropping that dead weight, you say, you know what, I feel so much better. I feel so much lighter. I don't have other people's problems on my back. So I need to get to know who I am, because now that I'm by myself and now that I'm actually dating myself, getting to know myself all over again, that's telling me it's certain stuff that I was just immune to. And because I didn't want to accept the change, I just stayed in it. And now I'm realizing I really don't like any of that stuff. I really don't even like none of that I'm doing. You know, hanging out with your friends and stuff that are clubbers, and you no longer a clubber, not because you think you better than them, but you just outgrew that. Hey, that was in my 20s. I'm in my 30s and stuff now, so I want to do this. So now that I'm in my 40s, I'm on my grown people stuff. That's more important. I want to see how I can build that legacy for my children and their children and next generation after that coming up. Now I'm on the status of legacy building. You go through the fun stage. Your 20s, your fun stage. In your 30s, I'm getting to feel a little bit, where I really want to be in life. And now 40s, legacy building. We getting older. We're not getting younger, you guys. So with that being said, get to know who you are. Get to know different stuff. I started wine tasting. I was 40. Because I was so used to seeing people all around me that had a drink in their hand, acting all belligerent and cussing, and they know how to handle their liquor. So I thought everybody was like that who had a drink in their hand, because that's all I saw. But I said, well, how do you know anything if you don't try it yourself? So what I did was I tried a glass of wine. I said, what, this ain't bad. Because, see, when you start drinking way too much that's causing you to sin, then, it's a sin. But when you start doing it in moderations, when they say, like, drink that glass a day, that glass of red wine a day, one glass, one glass of red wine a day, it helps your heart. The red wine, it helps your heart. So they say go overboard and take the whole bottle. Okay? Don't take the whole bottle. But it's okay to try new things. How will you know if you like something or not if you never tried? And, when it came down to this pandemic, guess what? Every idea that you were sitting on, because you were sitting at home and you really ain't had nothing to do but twiddle your little thumbs, guess what? Your mind start idling. You say, you know what? Let me try this little idea that I've been thinking on, and because I didn't really have the time to do it because I work all the time. Now that I'm not working, let me give it a try. Let me see what I can do. So a lot of people got in the lab. That's what I call it. People got in the lab, and when they got in the lab, it was so many booming businesses start coming out of the woodworks, because the pandemic had to happen for them to say, hey, let me invest in me a little bit and let me see what I can do. Other than working for somebody else, I can work for me for right now, because I don't know if any of y'all went through a couple of months without money or without pay because we were waiting on unemployment. Those were some rough times. So you had to do what you had to do. You had to get out there and hustle. And I ain't mean like go out there, with everybody, but what I mean was people became very inventive. They start being very creative because they was home. So they start investing in themselves, and they start learning their self-worth. Hey, I didn't even realize that I can even do this, because sometimes, like, hey, I don't know about some of y'all. I have a cricket machine, and that thing intimidated me for 2 months. I kept looking at it and I was like, I don't know if I can. I don't know. Every day was a reason why I would not touch that cricket machine. But I had to just sit down one day and say, you know what, let me figure this thing out. And when I did, I actually made a shirt. I made 2 shirts actually, and I was proud of myself, because I said, had I not, took the time out to really sit down and learn a machine and learn how to work it, then I would never knew that I can craft like that. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with a lot of us, when we don't know what we can do because we ain't set that time out to get to know who we are and what we've grown into. Then we're not embracing who we are, in realness. So we have to stop letting people ostracize themselves over us to dim our light, because they feel like their light is a little brighter. Listen, believe it or not, when we start telling our ideas to other people, some people know that it's going to take off, so they got to destroy your dream so that you won't step to it, because they know it's going to take off, and it might even do better than theirs. But what people don't understand is it's not about being better than you. It's about, I have a different clientele than you do. So why not help out each other? It has nothing about stealing your clients or stealing your customers. It had nothing to do with that. If you have some valuable information that you can help me far as a dream that I'm trying to pursue, then why not help each other out? Because like I said, my assignment may be different from your assignment. We're learning the same thing, but guess what? Maybe mine is a little bit different to cater to my customers or my client. So get to know who you are. Date yourself. Shoot, take yourself out to eat tonight. Go get your little Ben and Jerry's, and I always call mine a double date in Netflix. So when I do my double date in Netflix, which is my Ben and Jerry's in Netflix, then I'm starting to watch movies that I probably would never ever watch, if I was with somebody else, because they'd be like, you know what, I ain't feeling that movie. Let's try something else. But then you find out when you get by yourself and you watch it, you say, you know what, I like that. Get to know who you are, not through people, but for you. Hey, you guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Embrace Life. I am your host, your motivational strategist, Regina Harrell. And until next time, always remember, don't be the product of your environment, be the change. And I'm out.